Hello ladies and gentlemen, this is Bob with Bob's Leatherworks in Raleigh, North Carolina. It's now 2015 and because of that I have made a resolution to differentiate between regular rigs that I make, like this one, and I'll show it to you in a bit, and Cowboy Fast Draw action rigs, which are rawhide lined. Not the belt, but the holster is rawhide lined. It has a wax bullet deflector on it, which this holster does not have. And if you look at other videos of CFDA rigs, then you'll see the difference. So what I'm going to do in this video today is not quote prices, because they will change as time goes by, but I'm going to quote to you or explain to you what is standard on a rig, what's included in a base price. And I've got my cheat sheet here to not forget anything. And I've got my 3 Western framed firearms here to show you what I have and how I can adjust for your holster, for your firearm, barrel lengths. Even though this is my 4 5/8 barreled Uberti clone, I can make a 5.5 or a 7.5 inch holster for you with no problem. I have the patterns made for them already for guns I've made in the past. Also, degree of cant, that's another thing. This one here is a 4 5/8 holster. Take this belt off of here so you can see it better. Okay. But I can make it 5.5 or 7.5 depending upon what gun you have. No extra charge for that. Okay. So, and before I get into this, let me show you this gun. This is an old model Vaquero, meaning it is a larger framed gun, heavier. Same thing, they came in 4 5/8. That's what this one is, 5.5s and 7.5s. Okay. I will beef up a holster for you if you have one of these. It weighs considerably more than this gun does. Okay. This is my 6.5 inch barreled Ruger single 6, which Heritage Arms also makes one just like this, but it's a Heritage Arms, it's not a Ruger. This one is from the 60s. Listen to her click. This is Bill Ruger right here. Okay, but these came in 4 5/8, 5.5s, and 6.5s. So, and also, if you have a single 6 that's new and has a larger rear sight and a front sight, holsters are always made to accommodate that sight. So you won't have any problem with that big front sight getting into the holster. The rear sight will be above the cut down on the front of the holster. So what I'm going to do right now is put these aside. In fact, I'm going to lay them on the floor and get them out of the way. Okay. And here we go with this particular gun belt rig. This is what I'm going to call a standard rig. I may give it a name again like I did before on my website, which is very much out of date, and I've got to get to it to change it to reflect what I'm telling you today. This is a standard rig. Maybe call it a drover. No suede, grain lined, meaning that this is a second layer of leather in the backside, finished with kiwi neutral wax shoe polish. This particular one has 18 loops on it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 45 caliber bullet loops. To order this rig, this is what you need to tell me. Okay? And all of what you're seeing here is standard. Your gun belt size, for which I'm going to want a picture. Okay? Of you holding a tape around you, so I know exactly what your gun belt size is. This is a Clint Eastwood type of a gun belt, meaning that it is a tapered, okay, here, all one piece coming around to the buckle and tapered back again to hold it. If you've seen Red River, this was John Wayne's gun belt, except he had a big 1.5 inch oval harness buckle on his gun belt. And his is also made from one thick piece of saddle skirting material, and there was no stitching on his gun belt. Next time you look at Red River, you'll see it. Okay. So I'm going to want to know whether or not you want this style belt or a Ranger overlap belt, which you'll see in other videos. I will charge more for a Ranger overlap belt. These are easier to make, take less time, and I will charge you more for an overlap belt. This is, again, a basic rig. Whether or not you want nickel or brass hardware, no change in a price for that. Brown or black, obviously no change in price for that. Holster strap, okay, whether you want a regular buckle or a concho on there like a star or anything you might see in a catalog, a Tandy catalog, no change in price for that. The 18 bullet loops are standard for either 357 or 45. Okay, I'm not going to charge you to lace in one or the other. I will charge you $1 more for each bullet loop that you want more. But bullet loops, excuse me, can only fit depending upon your size, or if you want to leave room for another holster or a knife sheath. So you have to have that into consideration too. I'm going to charge more for suede, okay, whether it's on a CFDA rig or not, okay, or one of these or not. I won't make 22 bullet loops because they are a big pain in the you-know-what. And I make a bullet case that snaps onto a 2.5 inch wide gun belt, which is what they will be. And you can see that in a video I made with an undyed 22 rig. Okay. Let me see if I'm forgetting anything else. Okay. Badge holders. Badge holder is an extra item for CFDA or SAS. I can make double rigs for you, of course, left and right. Cross draw. I will not charge you any more to make a cross draw holster to go on a belt like this, either or. If you're getting a single rig and you want it to be a cross draw, you're not going to be charged any more for that. Both of those holsters will have the slide ledge on it, which I have talked about in many of my videos. It's in here and it keeps the holster positioned properly on the belt, cannot go up and it cannot go down. Okay, it cannot slide down into here because of the ledge. You're going to get a leg thong, you're going to get a hammer thong right here. Your initials are going to be stamped on both the belt and the holster, and I'm putting American flags on every gun belt and holster that I make from now on. There's this gentleman's initials, TF, okay? There's an American flag, there's my stamp on the belt, and the same thing on the holster, right there. Right. Holsters come apart. I don't rivet holster straps onto back flaps. Okay, so you can undo this buckle, slip this out of here, take out this piece right here, the leg thong, and you can take it apart, get inside and clean it. These are oil dyed, and there's an alcohol base in it for delivery, but it's a petroleum based dye, and it soaks in and it is going to stay this color and get darker with age. I don't sew on bullet loops. I lace them through punched holes and rivet them on either end. There's nothing to come apart here. If you do not overly clean this, and keep it waxed, keep it waterproofed with this neutral wax shoe polish that I'll use, then this gun belt will last forever. Okay, it will not rot away. But you've got to clean it if you get it, you know, all salted up from a horse, or being out in the rain. You want to dry it out and keep it waxed. You can change your belt buckle. These are Chicago screws. If you gain a little weight and you get a trophy buckle, you'll be adding 2 inches to your gun belt size if you extend out with a trophy buckle. Okay. Also, by the way, if you want a roller buckle instead of this clip-cornered buckle, no problem, no extra charge. I'll put a roller buckle on here, and then I'll put a belt keeper on here, because roller buckles are heel bar buckles that stick out, and then there'll be a keeper here for your belt billet to come back in again. Alright, let me refer to my notes, make sure that I'm not forgetting anything. Leg straps. If you want a leg strap, that's going to be an extra charge. So if you don't want, I'll punch the holes for you and give you the material. But if you want a leg strap, I lost the holster because I'm holding it with one hand. But if you want a leg strap, I will punch 2 slots right here. And the leg strap will go through, and the holes will still be here. And you can change it back and forth if you want a leg strap or you just want the thongs. If you noticed in a lot of episodes in Gunsmoke, James Arness was walking around with his leg tie just hanging down and never put it around his leg. He hardly ever did it. Okay, it was just something that he did. Alright, you can get a belt only, you can get a holster only, so it's up to you what you want to order from me. Okay, I can make straight belts too, meaning that if they're just going to go sliding through for 2 inch, okay, they won't be tapered down, but I can, in that case, I can put a lot of holes on them, and you can run them back and forth. You can cut off any excess. If it's too long, if you've lost weight, can't make them any longer, but you can make them shorter. Okay. So, one more thing, let me show you before I close up the video. Here's the gun for which this holster was made. Okay. She sits in there like that. Okay. If you look at James Arness's gun belt rig, you will see that his trigger guard lines up right here with the back of his holster. This is a Paladin holster. It's brown, doesn't have a horse head on it, but this is the Andy Anderson. I'm going to take it off the belt and get the belt out of the way so I can bring it a little closer to the camera for you. Here we go. Next time you look at an episode of Have Gun Will Travel, look very carefully at the holster. Okay, you cannot see the back of it, okay, on the belt, but you can see this part right here and how this cuts down and comes in. Let me get the angle just right. That's what you see. The difference on this one is that it is a 10-degree forward cant. The Paladin holster is straight down. And on top of that, okay, the Paladin holster comes across and comes right into here, and it does not have a fast draw cut down. But this shape right here is what you will see on a Paladin holster. You will see it on James Arness's holster, Matt Dillon, because Andy Anderson made the gun belts for all the Hollywood TV shows in the 50s and the 60s, or that he had people making them for him from his patterns. Okay? So that's your classic Hollywood B fast draw holster. Look at any show, look at Lawman, and you'll see it. Look at James Arness's holster from Maverick, not James Arness, James Garner, excuse me, James Garner from Maverick. You will see this holster again. Okay, taken me a while, but I've got it down. And the back of it, next time you look at the good, bad, and the ugly, watch Lee Van Cleef hand Clint Eastwood back his gun belt rig right after he got done beating up Eli Wallach, who was playing Tuco, and you will see the back of the rig and you will see these two stabilization wings is the word I'm looking for. Wings right here. Okay, and Eastwood's holster was completely lined. Had a metal shank in it, but it was mostly lined. I believe it was completely lined with steel. Eastwood did not like leg ties, so his holster sat straight down and didn't move. You'll see that in Fistful of Dollars and a few dollars more. And also 2 Mules for Sister Sarah. All the same gun belt. And also one more rig that's prominent that Andy Anderson made was for Magnificent 7. Steve McQueen was wearing the 20 degree fast draw walk and draw holster. It stuck out from his leg, and that was in the movie too. In fact, if you have a 4 5/8, you can stick a 5 1/2 right through this because of the opening at the end of the holster. Look how big it is. Okay. Here, I'll put this gun back in here and show you that for a 4 5/8, the barrel is coming down and stopping right above where the leg tie is passing through the holes punched in the bottom of the holster. So that's your perfect fit. And I'm not sure how much retention there is on this holster. A little bit, but it'll pop right out. As soon as you start wearing this and it heats up from your body heat transferring through the leather, this gun will fall right out of the holster. That's why you've got to have the hammer thong right there. So there you have it. So I'm going to get this up onto YouTube, and hopefully you guys will give me a call and get yourself a good quality, solid, last forever, pass it on to your family when you're long gone and when I'm long gone, and hopefully when it's got a made in United States, made in the USA, bobsleatherworks.com stamp on it, it'll become more valuable than what you paid for it. All my rigs will have an American flag on them and your initials. So that's it for now. Okay. Let's put things back together again. So we'll have a parting shot. Okay. Here comes the gun belt. Get her back on. Up onto the slide ledge. There we go. Come on, baby, go in. Good tight fit. Hang on 1 second. She's giving me a fight for some strange reason. There she goes. Okay. Alright. There you have it. Alright. Regular rig. Okay. Not a CFDA rig. And this could be a SAS rig if there was another gun belt or another holster on the other side of the belt. Okay. So, thanks for watching. Have a great day. How to order is on the end titles of the video. And that's it from now. Happy New Year 2015. Bye-bye for now.